hotel lobby look as if people had been doing things here and had left for a few moments. So, because I wanted to keep that Spanish colonial Mexican feeling inside the whole place, a guitarist would be perfect, and rather than painting him, he has just played his guitar for a while and then left it on the chair and has gone off to do other things, and he will be back. I hung a real shawl here so that I could study the shadows. And the same with the peppers. I hung real peppers and studied the shadows. I wanted these items to look as if they were just hung there and by someone, and that someone left for a short while and will be back to pick up the shawl or the peppers. I don't want to paint real people here. I want to paint what real people leave, as if the place is being lived in by those who are absent for a moment and will return shortly. I dreamed about dancing in a theater with that magical light that's not in the real world. I dreamed of that ever since I was 3 years old. And I had to fight for lessons. It was not approved by my parents, who were divorced when I was quite young. I was encouraged to earn a living, learn a trade so that I could support myself. I was not encouraged in the arts, although I was exposed to them. I saw the best there was when I was 3 to 5. But even in the corps, I dreamed about being one of those beautiful sylphs in a white costume under that blue magical light. I mean, I would dream about it morning, noon, and night, and I wondered, how can I get into that world? I would work hard, I would die for it.
So you never actually dreamed that you would own your own
No,
theater?
that's a result, I think. This theater of mine is a result of my, in order to survive, I have to create my own world.
You were touring as a one-woman show.
Yes, I was.
Which was a difficult...
well, each year it was getting more difficult. I toured for 9 years across the country with my program of dance pantomimes, and each season it was getting harder and harder because audiences were, and the colleges were booking these large rock bands, large groups, and the solo artist was becoming a thing of the past, and I was not about to give up. I was just at the height of my career and my powers. I was right in the middle. I mean, why would I give it up? And that was when I discovered this empty building that nobody wanted for 20 years. So this empty building and I got together and...
Now, on that day when you walked in here and you stood in the middle of the hall out here and you looked around, what was the dream then? Did you imagine the murals?
No. I dreamed, well, I knew the stage was small. I thought, what could I do on that stage? It's small, but this is it. This is the place I want. It drew me like a magnet, and I thought to myself, I will adjust to the stage.
Where did you think your audience would come from?
Well, at the time I came here, I thought they'd come locally, from the local area. And I knew quite a few dancers in Las Vegas. I thought they'd come out on their Monday off. So we scheduled performances Friday, Saturday, and Monday, and we thought we'd get curious people coming through. And we did. Curious people who didn't know who I was. They were just curious. Ballet, you know, out in the desert. So we proceeded to perform regularly those nights, and many nights nobody turned up. But we performed anyway. It was like a dress rehearsal. I mean, after all, if you have something, a performance to give, you've got to do it in order to keep it in shape for when somebody does show up.
To an empty house?
To an empty house, yeah. And kept that up. It didn't frighten me. I wasn't worried. I didn't feel that I left anything or left a world that was more secure, because I didn't. I left nothing. This was the only door that opened. And as bleak as it looked, it didn't worry me. We had the flash floods, we had the rains, we had the dust and the wind, the elements to contend, but still, I had my stage. The show went on.
And the audience on the walls?
Well, it was during the flash flood that I was sweeping out the mud, and I looked up at the blank walls, and I thought to myself, why not? Every place I ever lived in New York, a cold water flat or a loft, I painted on the walls. It was nothing new to me. I painted all my life. And I thought, why not?
So is there at all a feeling of giving yourself an audience as well?
Giving myself an audience, but making the place beautiful. I wanted to make it warm. I wanted to make it receptive to what I was going to do on the stage. And I do feel that when an audience sits waiting for a performance to start, it's good if they can sit within that atmosphere of the performance for a while before it starts. I have performed in so many sterile auditoriums and gymnasiums that it's hard to get the audience warmed up after the first 3 dances or numbers. Why, they may finally get with it, but they may not. This brought back a world of opulence, theater, red velvet, gold. I mean, why not paint my world? If I can't buy it, I'll paint it. So I did.
That's what you've done here, isn't it? You've created a complete
I created
world.
a whole world to package my program of dance pantomimes, which I love doing more than anything else in the world. I had a company years ago in New York, and I couldn't afford to pay them. The reason I had that company was that I was promised by a would-be impresario that he would get bookings for us. So believing this, I rehearsed with these people and created 6 Oriental-style ballets which he wanted. They were folk tales from the Middle East, from the Far East, from the Near East, and he wanted them all Eastern, and they were really beautiful. I designed the costumes and arranged the music, and he didn't come forth with the money. The dancers had to get paying jobs, and they finally left. So I auditioned by dancing all these parts for another agent, hoping that if he liked it, I could get all the dancers back. Well, after my audition, he says, "You don't need those dancers." He said that you play the male parts, you dance the male parts and the feminine parts equally as well. You're like a different person. He said, "Develop it, work on it."
Does it worry you at all that people thinking, you know, that you're an oddball, or instead of...
Yes, it annoys me, yeah.
Do you think at all, I mean, there's a certain amount of that brings them into the audience, isn't
Oh,
there?
yes, yeah, they come to see this oddity. I mean, to many, I'm an oddity, and I don't feel happy with that. But it's not going to make me give up. I mean, if I gave up, then I'd have nothing. So I think there are little things you have to take along with what you've got. And I've got something that's very precious. And I mustn't let these little people tear it down. It's easy to let happen if you're sensitive. And I'm becoming a little harder.
Do you think once they've seen the show...
Oh, that's different, yeah. But I can tell by the feeling out front before it begins, you know, if they're the show-me crowd, the curiosity seekers, you know, let's see this oddity, you know.
Do you ever worry now that they might stop coming?
I have worried.
Would you carry on?
Of course I'd carry on. I'd have to cut corners, like turn out all the lights on the hotel colonnade. I'd have to do without electricity. I'd do without a lot of things, because this is what is important.
But the audiences are coming. You're
Oh,
getting
yes.
full
Oh,
houses.
yes.
You own the town?
Well, it's a non-profit corporation. The Amargosa Opera House owns the town. It's like a non-person who owns the town. I am simply the employee of what I have created. It's weird, but...
But you must be very happy.
I am happy. I'm tired a lot, but I'm happy. I mean, I have too much to do. I dreamed about dancing in a theater with that magical light that's not in the real world.